I'm Shae Universe.
And I'm Pep Talk Tay. Don't miss our interview on Live with Tay. Ooh, we did that.
That was cute. That was real cute.
That was so in unison. I could be background vocal. Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Tay. Welcome to Live with Tay, where we have real conversations with amazing people you need to know. Today, y'all are in for a special treat. The universe has touched down in our studio. Welcome to Live with Tay, the incomparable, beautiful, talented, and shut the city down on last night, Miss Shae Universe.
Yes, ma'am.
I had to be the sound effects because you deserve it. You
You
deserve it. Welcome to Atlanta. This is your first time.
Yes, my very first time in Atlanta.
What have they fed you? Have they lemon peppered you to death? Have you lemon peppered to death?
No, I haven't lemon peppered to death, but I did have some char-grilled oysters the other day that were life-changing. It was from a place called Louisiana Bistro Seafood Kitchen.
Ooh, okay.
And
I'm gonna need y'all to endorse her because she didn't gave y'all free marketing.
It was so good. It was so good. But yeah, I love seafood, so I've been eating a lot of that.
Me too. Mm-hmm. And nothing wrong with it. That's why she's glowing. That's why her skin is popping and popping and popping. And so, Shae Universe, I have said it and I will say it again. Your voice is redefining R&B music.
Thank you so much.
The uniqueness in your voice, your lyrics, everything about it. How does it feel to be in this place impacting R&B the way you are right now?
Wow. How does it feel?
Ooh,
it feels I see what you did there. It feels surreal. It feels surreal. It feels like a huge blessing. I'm living my dreams. I'm literally living my dreams. And there's still more to do, don't get me wrong, but I'm steadily making my way to becoming a household name in R&B. And it just feels great. I'm grateful.
So you say a household name in R&B. For anybody who's watching this and are saying to themselves right now, they're looking up Shae Universe. How do you define yourself outside of music?
How do I define myself outside of music? Wow, that's a really good question. Outside of music, I would define myself as grounded, curious.
Ooh.
I would say that I am outside of music, I would say that I am you got me because
music is so you.
Yeah, it is. It's literally a part that's embedded into me and the fabric of everything I do, really. But I guess outside of music, I would just define myself as just at peace. At peace. That's just the thing that's coming to mind right now. I would love to sit with that question more in my own time and really ponder, because that is a beautiful question. But as of right now, I feel like at peace.
I can see that. I can see it over you. Peace is a feeling. Last night, as you performed here in Atlanta, I literally, once you came on the stage, and of course we were all hollering and screaming because everyone was just so excited to have you there. It was a peace that came amongst you, upon us all, as everybody was just lost in just hearing you live.
That's so beautiful.
And it's the truth. It's the truth. I'm a concert person, and sometimes you go to a show and the person they don't sound like they do on the on the album or the project that you listen to, right?
Yeah.
And it was even more beautiful live than it is. And I've listened to you on repeat. You're definitely a part of my playlist. And so you started, for those of you all that may not be familiar with Shae Universe, you're going to get familiar today, for sure.
Absolutely.
It initially started, or I know for myself, I heard you singing beautiful covers on Twitter. And I remember saying to myself, well, can we see who she is?
Yes, because I didn't show my face. Yeah.
What was the thought, especially with social media being so influential? Why did you decide to not show your face and just let people get lost in your beautiful melody?
Well, I think at the time I didn't really put too much thought to it, but I did want there to be, I wanted people to just focus on the voice, you know. And like Twitter, I mean, it's crazy because I thought that the trolls on Twitter were crazy then. They've gotten even crazier now. But at the time I was just like, I don't want anyone missing the point of what I'm doing. Like, I want you to hear my voice, you know. When sometimes when you're hyper visible, when people can see you, it's like people are always going to find things to say. It doesn't matter. You could be the most kept to yourself, mind your business, like prim and proper, straight and narrow person. Like, there's always going to be something. So I just wanted to like minimize the conversation around anything outside of my voice, you know. And so that was really it. That was really what it was. But it also served as this like unique thing that people started to associate with me, which was cool as well.
I wonder, and I remember the first time finally getting to see your face, and I'm like, she's beautiful, right? Because all this time we didn't know, right?
Yeah.
What made you just decide? It's obvious that you have an amazing voice, but to start, like the day that you first said, let me get on Twitter and start singing.
Yeah. Take
us to that day. What were your thoughts, and why did you select the song that you did on, if you can remember?
What was that first song? So I actually think that my first cover was a remix of a Tink song called Treat Me Like Somebody.
Yeah.
And I was heartbroken. So that's what I wrote, like my own version to the song. So even though it was a cover, it was like a remix cover. And I released that on SoundCloud, I think. No, I released the snippet first, and then lots of people loved it so much that I actually recorded the full version and released it on SoundCloud. So I feel like, it was the pain that I felt from that. And this was my first like real heartbreak, even though we were just like sweethearts. Like it was teenage love kind of thing.
I'm old, I keep forgetting the first.
It was literally teenage love, so it's like now my view on love is much different. But for what I knew or thought love to be at the time, that was my first real heartbreak. So it was just like, I had a lot of feelings, and I just kind of brought it into this song, and then
and so you go viral. When you find out that you've gone viral, what was Shae Universe thinking?
I am bouncing off the walls. I'm ecstatic.
Do you remember where you were?
I feel like I was at home.
Okay.
I feel like I was at home, and I was just like, whoa, this is the first time my phone ever started blowing up, the first time I was getting crazy notifications, like, and they're coming in by the second, and I'm like, wait.
What is happening?
Yeah, and I was like, I was just so excited. And I really thought, oh my gosh, like, this is it. I'm about to be the next big, because it was my first experience of that. So I was like so convinced, I'm about to be the next biggest star. This is going to happen like overnight. Like, little did I know. There was so much more to come of the journey. But I'm grateful though, because it's like, I'm glad that things didn't just spike up in a second, because then I wouldn't have had the chance to like really go through the motions, like learn all the steps, like be thorough with my craft, I think a lot of artists, they get the overnight success, or they get to the point very quick, and then it's like, that's how you end up getting swindled, or you end up getting trapped in things that you can't get out of, because you don't really know the ins and outs of the business or the industry that you're in. So this time has given me that time to learn that.
I love that for you. And so you've taken some time, and now it's almost been a year. Has it been a year old yet?
Yeah.
It's
over a year.
It's over a year now. Love's Letter, which is just a masterpiece in itself.
Thank you.
What was the journey to get there? Because a lot of people know that project, and they might think it was an overnight type of situation, and it definitely was you putting in some work. So take us on the work that got you prepared for Love's Letter.
For Love's Letter. So before Love's Letter came a project called Unorthodox, and before Unorthodox, I released a bunch of singles that were like, R&B. I would say R&B. My first breakout single was actually a neo soul song called Melanin, and then I had another R&B breakout song called No Stalling. So this was still, baby Shae, and then I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm releasing these singles, like some people are paying attention, but not as many people as I would like. How do I garner that attention? And at this point, my target audience was the UK, because I lived in the UK and that was like the immediate music industry that I knew. And so I'm like, okay, how do I get people to listen to me? And drill was a sound that was like really blooming at this time. And I'm like, well, I didn't actually come up with the idea, my producer at the time did. He was like, why don't you fuse these two sounds and just see like what comes of it? And I started playing around with it and I actually really enjoyed it. And then I released a project, Unorthodox, which was an exploration of those sounds. And that did what it needed to do in terms of like getting the listenership that I wanted in the UK, you know, but also giving me the freedom to just create something fresh and new and just, you know, return the fun back to the process of making music. So that was like a step in my self-development, I think. And then Love's Letter, it was like after doing that, experimenting, Love's Letter was like, okay, now that I have the eyes and I have the platform that I set out to get, let me show them me. You know, let me show them like who, because at my soul I am R&B, I am neo soul.
We can hear it all through the lyrics. But I was telling you before we started, I just stumbled across Unorthodox and I love it. But I can tell the difference in between the two of you as an artist, still amazing. But definitely you could tell a difference. And so I would say for anybody watching, that's a pep talk for you. Sometimes you have to do something different to arrive. And then once you arrive, it gives you that platform or gives you that in that you can soar. Because Love's Letter 100%. Is just from start to finish. It's been a long time that people have been able to listen to a project from start to finish. And it's almost, and I was so happy when you put out the deluxe, because it was like, yes, give us some, you know, we want more, we want more. And so the UK, you Nigerian born, UK raised, and now you're here in the States. What has been the difference for you as an artist, from an artist in the UK to an artist here now, full-time in the States?
I actually feel more seen and understood in the States. As an artist. I do. And maybe that's just down to, you know, they say like your hometown or where you're from never really appreciates you as much until you go out or whatever. But also, I don't know, I think it feels deeper than that. It feels more connected to America's relationship with R&B, America's relationship with, you know, dark-skinned women being at the front of R&B. Because even when you look at the history of America and all the great like voices that we had existing at the same time, even now we have, you know, Ari Lennox existing at the same time as Summer Walker, existing at the same time as Jasmine Sullivan, as her, as, you know, they're all existing in their own spaces and thriving. When you look at the UK, maybe you might be able to pull one or two examples, but you can't pull many, you know? So I think that also plays a part too. I love that. What's one thing, now that you've been over, this is something I've been dying to ask you, now that you're here, what's one thing that you miss from home? It could be food besides your family, because I'm sure you miss your family. But I definitely miss my family. As simple as this sounds, honestly, I miss a good old English breakfast. I miss a good old English breakfast, man. The breakfast or brunch options here are kind of different. It's like burritos or like waffles, and I love a good burrito, I love a good waffle, but it's like English breakfast.
What consists of an English breakfast? So
English breakfast consists of like toast. You'll have your choice of bread, which you can either have with like butter or jam or whatever you have. Some people put beans on toast. We have baked beans. I don't know if you know what that is. Baked beans. They're basically beans, but they're in like this tomatoey sauce. And then you can, you know, I usually do mine with like black pepper. You can, you know, make it more interesting. And then they have eggs done at however you want, whether it's scrambled or sunny side up. Bacon, sausages. I would usually replace mine for like chicken sausages, turkey bacon. And then if you're feeling like fancy, you can have some avocado and like mushrooms. But it's a big breakfast. It's just like a little bit of each of those things. Some people have this thing called black pudding, but I don't do that. Black pudding is like, it's basically, okay, so it looks like a burnt patty, right? It's very dark in color, but it's basically just congealed pig's blood. So think of a cooked blood clot, a big round cooked blood clot.
I don't know.
It's
about
really,
that
I don't know. Some British like culture things, delicacies I don't understand. That's one of them.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have that in my English breakfast, but everything else I'm good to go.
Good
and hash browns as well.
Okay. It sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds good. I'm gonna get over there.
It's
Yeah, I'm gonna get over there to have minus the blood clot. Now in my head, that's all I'm gonna think about. It's a blood clot.
Sorry.
No, but see, these are the things we need to know.
Right.
These are the things
So
we
you
need
don't
to know.
go and
So don't
have
go over there and have that experience. And so you're here now in the States. Love's Letter is, I still think it needs to be in heavy rotation with everything. Like, if you have not added it to your playlist, you need to add it, because you're not going to be disappointed. And so all Love's Letter, just the title in itself. Share.
Love's Letter. Well, I guess the concept was like, if love itself, love, the thing, the concept, the feeling, was to write you a letter, what would that look like? You know, and that was my take or my perspective on it, based on where I was in my life at that time and all the different forms of love that I had experienced, whether it was, you know, romantic love, whether it was platonic love, whether it was God's love, whether it was self-love. So yeah, it was an exploration of that.
And it shows in there, because I'm telling you, if ladies and fellas, but specifically my ladies, you have been through everything. There is a connection on all of the songs that are on the project. For you, which one was the most heartfelt for you, and why?
The most heartfelt. Ooh, that's really hard.
Right?
That's really hard, because I definitely have sentimental attachments to like all of my songs, to be honest. They're all written from a very real and personal place. But I would say, and I think performing this song live is what has like exposed that this was probably the most vulnerable or sensitive one. But a song I have called Oh Wait, thank you. Yeah, that one is very, very deep, because that song was written at the moment where like the person who I thought was the love of my life, who I thought I was going to be, I genuinely thought like, oh yeah, I'm getting married to this man. Yeah. Genuinely, with everything in me, the moment that I realized like, oh no, actually, you know, it was so overwhelming. Like, I remember that feeling and that realization like it was yesterday. Because I love so deeply and I love so genuinely and wholly, you know. So yeah, Oh Wait, I would say.
Definitely one of my I say they're all my favorite. Depends on the day. Depends on how I'm feeling. One song might hit it different. It hits just differently, just depending on the day and what I'm going through. But last week Wait was in the top. It was in the top. And so for you, music definitely is a therapy for you. And so as this project, a lot of people may have assumed with the title, it was all just love, like relationship love. But you, more than enough, by hands down, has gotten me through some dark moments. Because sometimes as an entrepreneur, or even as a woman, sometimes you have these little moments where you're thinking, am I enough?
Absolutely.
And so that particular song, even last night at the show, a young lady in front of me, literally tears, because she could feel, and definitely, and she said that song really has helped me. So how does that feel, that your vulnerability, things that you were just writing down, how you were feeling and your thoughts have been therapeutic or healing to so many people that have heard them?
It feels very fulfilling. It feels very fulfilling. And it's very encouraging, actually, because it's like being vulnerable is scary, especially in this world where we have so many judgmental, unforgiving, just, people who are just dedicated to misunderstanding, it's very scary being vulnerable. And sometimes, even till today, even as seasoned one may call me based on all the things I've experienced thus far, I still sometimes struggle with the anxiety of like sharing too much or showing too much of myself, right? So when I see that, taking that risk and doing the thing and just putting my feelings out there really is healing people, I have no words for the feeling. You know, it's just encouraging. Yeah, it's affirming.
I like that, affirming. Yeah. How do you find the balance though? So somebody watching who's a songwriter, maybe an author, someone who is contemplating, well, do I share it? I don't want to be too vulnerable because I still want to have some balance and privacy for myself. What encouragement would you give them for things that have worked for you?
I would say if you're overthinking it too much, just do it. Like, just do it. And as silly or as small or as simple as that sounds, like, sometimes that can be the hardest thing. Like, when you're just in that mind space of overthinking every tiny little thing, and then you end up just not doing anything because you're overthinking everything. Just do it.
And time just keeps passing.
Exactly. And then it's like, now so much time has passed that you don't even feel like it's relevant to do anymore.
That part.
Or, you know, so... And I say that from experience because I've been so many things where like I have sat on it for so long that it's just like, damn, it feels like the time has passed for this now, you know. But even that's a lie because you know it's never too late to do anything. That's also another thing. Even if time has passed, I would still encourage you to just do that thing.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Like Nike, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. So Shae Universe, you are getting ready to go on tour, or may have already started with John B.
Yes, with John B. I've actually just come off tour with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've been touring with him over the past, I want to say like 3 months. Yeah, it's been crazy. The first time I opened for him was last year in I think October. He had a show in London and his wife had discovered me, and his wife is also his manager and his agent and everything, so she was like, oh, we need to get her. And so that was the first time he heard me sing live, and after hearing me he was like, I want you to come on tour with me. So
thank you,
John. Thank you, John. Thank you so much, John, honestly.
And Mrs. B.
And Mrs. B too. Life-changing experience, honestly. Life-changing. Like, being able to see a US R&B mogul in action, live and direct, move around with him, be in the same rooms with him. Like, he even took me on, like, you know, a press tour run with him. Like, we went to the Hot 97s and the Sirius XMs, and he actually gave me the space to speak as my own artist, not just, you know, someone that's tagging along. Like, he actually really platformed me, and he doesn't do that. At all. He doesn't do that. So I feel so blessed and I feel so grateful to have had that rare opportunity.
I love that. And shout out John B. A lot of times an artist of that legend, you know, he's just such a legend. He's had so many hits, coming back and getting back into the space. Big salute you that even in that journey that he said, you know what, Shae Universe, you rocking with me. John B, you got some good taste now, child. You are always invited to the cookout.
Absolutely.
always invited.
His musical is just great. Phenomenal.
It's great. And so, what is next for you? What can we look forward to? More music, more tours, because the live, like, we're like, we want more.
Yes, I definitely plan on performing more in America. I feel like live is definitely a space that I feel so comfortable in, and one where I'm really received. So I want to do more of that. I'm planning my own US tour. I wanted to do a Love's Letter tour this year, but just the way that things have gone, like I've already done 2 tours. I toured with Duran Bernard, just got done touring with John B. So that took a lot of, like, you know, energy. It took more energy than I anticipated, and I was doing it by myself. So you know, not a single team member, not a manager, not a PA, not a makeup artist, not a stylist. Like,
let's run that back. Let's run it back. No manager, no. It's just Shae Universe.
Just Shae Universe. I mean,
you're controlling the universe.
Absolutely. And I think not a lot of people know that because I don't really talk about it that much. But yeah, I went on the tour with John B and the tour with Duran Bernard entirely by myself. So I'm literally showing up to the venue, I'm doing my sound check real quick, I'm running backstage to do my makeup, and then, you know, sometimes literally there's 2 minutes to me going on stage and I've just stuck my eyelash on, so I'm running to the stage to, you know, there's times when it's been a lot for sure. But I'm
And how do you stay sane? Because somebody watching this understands how it is to be their own everything as they're building.
Right.
And we see you and I feel like, oh, she's there. She is